Okay, all I have to say is wow. Here we are, and here I stand. Uh, turn 6. Oh yeah, new GMT games from the sale. Okay, this was one of the most exciting turns, and to me, it kind of puts to rest any thought that you can't play this solitaire and still get all that diplomatic excitement going. Things opened up with the French seeking everybody's help to try to defeat the papacy, because the papacy had been ahead in points. They didn't get a lot of traction. The Ottomans said, oh yeah, you know, I guess we'd let the Austrians have a white piece if they wanted it. I guess, maybe. And Charles was like, well, man, I got the advantage right now. Hell with that. I think it's a good idea that you do this and all, but yeah, whatever. Maybe a different view, except they were holding the Andrea Doria card and knew that they could take a couple of victory points away from the papacy by playing that. There was a little bit of movement from both the Protestants and from the English. The Protestants said, cool, man, I'll make an alliance with you and I'll let you have a card, a random draw. The English said, I'm not really willing to give you a draw, but I'll tell you what, I've got the Diplomatic Overtures card. I'll play that. I'll give you the card that comes from that, and then I get 2 bonus cards, and we're both happy. And that way you get your extra card, and it doesn't hurt me. And France is like, okay. And the papacy's like, no, no. I don't have an army, man. All right, so what ends up devolving? France goes moving in and grabs Milan, and the papal army is just kind of fleeing in front of it, hoping not to get attacked. Meanwhile, Charles is marching down against the Ottomans, and I don't remember what he got away with, but he played the tercios, managed to defeat the Janissaries that way, and captured both Ibrahim and Suleiman. Okay, that's a biggie right there. He took out the entire army with some lucky rolls and a slight advantage in numbers. So we had to march all the way down. Turkish Navy was too big to eventually siege Constantinople, Istanbul, whatever you want to call it. However, he was able to start a revolt in Greece. Okay. Moving over to the other side of things. The Protestants say, we got to beat the papacy. So they concentrate very heavily on Reformation events, especially in Germany. And at this point, at one point, all of Germany, including all of Austria, was Protestant. Cologne has converted back to Catholic, even though the Protestants have the military there. France looked like they were about to win. The points they were getting off the papacy, it put them in a position where it looked like they were very close to that 5-point edge. So England proceeds to do a surprise attack with the Henry VIII, the wives of Henry VIII, since they don't need it for anything else. Maneuvering into Calais, a little bit of trickery, probably my screw up, but it's hard to prevent any kind of siege with a 2-front port, I guess. Anyway, the Brits were able to capture Calais. And this was while the French were stuck down in Italy. The French were unable to siege anything because of the Venetian Navy. And then, let's see, I guess that's about it on really the entire front. Oh yeah. So then, even with all the expansion that the Habsburgs were making into Turkey, they were still able to fund 2 colonies and conquest And the conquistador was Pizarro, and he went and took out the Aztecs. All right, I guess that's it. At one point, it looked like the Protestants were going to win. I mean, this turn it was flipping back and forth. People were cutting deals at the table, as it were, all throughout. And right now, the Habsburgs are way ahead. Turks probably can't afford to surrender to them. Maybe a white peace, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't see how the game actually moves on. I don't see how somebody doesn't win before turn 9. But it keeps happening where nobody can quite push it.